Welcome to Trade Talk, the podcast where construction pros connect, share, and grow. Brought to you by Contractors Connect, this show dives into real-world issues facing today's builders on and off the job site.
Whether you're swinging a hammer, running a crew, or scaling a business, we've got the insights, stories, and expert tips to help you level up in the building industry.
I'm Sarah White.
And I'm Erin Bacher. And together, we'll be talking shop with industry leaders, tradespeople, and innovators who are shaping the future of construction.
Let's get to work. This is Trade Talk. Welcome back to Trade Talk, the podcast where construction pros connect, share, and grow. I'm your host, Sarah White.
And I'm Erin Bacher. And today's episode is brought to you by Coastal Brick and Stone, the Gulf Coast's leader in pavers, hardscape, and brick.
Yes, so our guest today is Brian Walsh, and he is the powerhouse behind Coastal Brick and Stone, but also Key Lime Construction. And so he's going to talk to us today about both of his businesses and everything that his companies are offering here on the Emerald Coast.
We'll get into everything from marketing trends in the hardscape industry. He's going to tell us some business insights. And then we have a special segment called Go or No Go, where Brian will give us his opinion on some popular trends in the hardscape industry.
I'm excited to get started. Let's get to work.
When a workplace injury happens, every second counts. That's why leading companies trust Work Partners USA. Founded by Dr. Fred Mosley more than 15 years ago, Work Partners USA was one of the first to provide physician-led injury triage, not a call center. Their team of experts delivers exceptional advice, comprehensive care for non-life-threatening injuries, and unmatched OSHA-compliant support. Need smarter solutions for workplace injuries? Partner with the pros who've got your back. Work Partners USA. Visit workpartnersusa.com and get back to building.
All right. Hey, Brian, we're glad to have you in the studio today.
Yes, glad to be here.
Tell us a little bit about Coastal Brick and Stone.
Coastal Brick and Stone started in Niceville, and actually the guy that we bought brick from, because I also owned Key Lime Construction, we bought brick from for probably 10 years or so, and he was getting ready to retire, and we knew he wanted to sell his business, and so we just decided to buy it and got into the brick business, and we've owned it for about 8 years now.
Okay.
So it's been around for probably close to 20 years now.
Wow.
Cool. How have material choices with homeowners versus commercial, what are people picking these days?
Brick has become more and more popular, especially in the South Walton area where it wasn't as popular for a long time. It was mostly fiber cement board, hardy plank. And I guess with the painted brick craze is when you started seeing a lot of brick going towards the beach. And so I guess we can, Joanna Gaines.
Yes, we can thank her.
Yeah, she started that craze. And so, but it's really been nice. So we sell a lot of brick south of the bay that people plan to paint.
Right.
And we're good with that. A lot of the brick manufacturers don't like their brick to be painted, but, we're in the business of selling brick, so we don't care what you do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you do brickwork for home exteriors, but also different features in the home and even in hardscapes too?
Yes, exactly. We sell most of our bricks used, on the exterior of buildings or homes. But we do sell a lot of it to be used inside on accent walls. They make a thin brick that's people can use in all different applications, fireplaces, floors.
I love a brick floor.
Yeah. And so that's become real popular recently especially South Walton area. So
because the kind of older look is coming back, it seems like. And that brick is so timeless.
Yeah, we just did a house where the whole downstairs is all real brick floors. Wow. It was real nice. It was beautiful.
I just wonder about stubbing your toe.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder than wood or tile, but on your feet.
Yeah. So you just mentioned that that's kind of a trend, is bringing brick into the home more and flooring. What about outside? What are people doing with brick?
Other than just putting it on their house, we sell a lot of it for outdoor kitchens.
Yeah.
We sell a lot of it for pavers. People want that old, especially old Chicago brick or some of the reclaimed bricks. People love to use those out by their pool. So we sell a good bit of that. But I'd say most of everything's outdoor cabanas or outdoor kitchens or outdoor living spaces are really a big thing right now.
Definitely.
People are really focusing
Especially in
on
Florida,
that.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the South in general. So you mentioned before that you own another company, Key Lime Construction. How does owning a general contractor business and Coastal Brick, how does that influence how you work?
Well, it's a great question because that was one of the things that we really thought about when we were considering buying the company is, how would our competitors in the building industry, take to us owning a brick company and now trying to sell them brick.
Right.
But everybody was very, it was well received. We were well received as the new owners. And we think it actually gives us an advantage because we are also builders. We know what the builders expect from their brick supplier or all of their suppliers. We know that deliveries are important, where it's being delivered on the job, picking up leftover materials in a timely manner is very important. So we think it's an advantage that we have over our competitors. We're a little bit smaller company too, so we really focus on the customer service end of the business and trying to service our builders the best we can.
I could definitely see that. We spoke to a general contractor recently on the podcast, and he talked about how important it is that your subs deliver the same kind of quality customer service that you expect because it falls back on them. So I could see that general contractors would really appreciate your approach, having both sides of the coin.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can answer technical questions too. Some of the challenges that there's experience on a job, we've already experienced it on one of our jobs. So we help out in any way we can. And so I think it's definitely been a win-win. It is challenging to run two businesses, and we're not very diversified. So when the market's slow, both of our businesses are slow, but it is fun. We enjoy it.
That's cool.
So are your bricks locally sourced? Where do you get them from?
Nothing's locally sourced. Most of our bricks come from North Carolina.
Okay.
We do get some from Alabama as well, Birmingham area. But most of the bricks that we buy are from the North Carolina area. We do have some that come as far as Iowa, but that's the further away you get, the higher the freight costs are, and everything gets more expensive. So, but most everything's coming out of North Carolina.
Okay.
Do you have any projects where both of your companies were involved that you're especially proud of?
Yeah, obviously some of the houses that Key Lime has built using our bricks, the one I just mentioned a minute ago where we had the brick floors all in the downstairs area, turned out beautiful. And that was a project that both companies, participated in. And so that was fun to see. We did a big brick house last year, earlier this year in Camp Creek for another builder that turned out beautiful, and it was about 100,000 bricks, which is a lot. I mean, that's a big job. Most big jobs are around 30,000 bricks.
Oh, wow.
So you can see that's
big.
Brick everywhere, and they used a lot of brick outside, built some retaining walls around their pool, so they really used a lot of it with their hardscapes too.
Want to grow your network and your business? Join Contractors Connect, the go-to networking group for professionals in the building industry. For just $400 a year, members get 4 complimentary meetup tickets per year, a featured spot in our online directory, visibility at every Contractors Connect event, and more. Whether you're a contractor, vendor, or service pro, there's a place for you here. Join today at contractors-connect.com/memberships, and let's build something great together. Now back to the show.
Tell me what you think helps you? You mentioned earlier that you kind of know what it is that a builder wants on the job site. So, what expertise do you have as far as brickwork that can help a contractor who's looking to start using more brick?
Well, we've been doing it for as long as we have, so we do have experience with different techniques and different procedures of installing brick. But we also have a list of masons that we trust and have developed relationships with over the years. And so if any new builder that comes to us that doesn't have a mason or a homeowner that is looking for somebody to install the brick, we can provide a list of names of reliable people, which is, that's hard to find sometimes.
Right, because you can supply a great product, but if you don't have the right person to install it, then
Yeah, you got problems.
yeah.
Yeah. So we do have a list of probably 10 brick masons in the local area that we work with, both that do residential and commercial work. So a lot of times a new builder, just getting into the industry or to the business doesn't have those contacts yet. Or we'll have somebody that's never used brick before. They always have used hardy or stucco or something else, and brick's new to them. So we help them out in those situations.
Brick is definitely trending. As we said, we're seeing more and more of it. Why brick? What are the benefits of having a brick home other than what is the Three Little Pigs?
Yeah.
The obvious things.
Yes.
Versus another.
Well, I think even like stucco was huge in Florida forever, and it's finally starting to wane.
Yeah. Stucco is had its challenges over the years, and hardy plank is a great product. We use it as well. But there's and it's on our website. People can go look. There's a great video that the University of Clemson did where they built a wall, and one wall was built with stucco, one was hardy plank, and one was brick. And then they shot a 2x4 at the wall, and the brick was the only wall that the 2x4 didn't penetrate. Wow. And so from a strength standpoint, and especially with hurricanes,
Right.
You can't have a better product than a brick veneer house. So we believe it's the strongest exterior you could put on a house. But it's a cool video. People can check it out on our website.
Okay.
And like we said, you can paint it. You can do, there's lots of different applications, though, other than paint. You can whitewash it. I think my house is a German
wash.
schmear.
Yeah.
Is that schmear?
That's what it's called.
Yeah. That's all the rage. Yeah. People want to do that all the time. And it's painting, whitewashing, the German schmear, and then everybody wants a white brick. They want the whitest brick you can get, because a lot of people want the look of a painted brick, but don't want the cost of painting a brick, because you're paying for brick, and then you're turning around and paying somebody to paint it.
Right.
So we sell a lot of lighter color bricks. That's probably our biggest request people want is, what's the whitest brick you have?
Right.
Our brick is like the reddest, ugliest brick you could ever find in your life. And when we were building the house, people were like, oh God, it was just a lot, but it's because that schmear is on top of it, so you can't see through it at all.
All right, totally changes the look of the brick.
Yeah, I mean, it's a white house now, but I remember when we were building, like anybody that'd come by, I'd be like, I promise we're going to paint it.
Yes.
But it's a different application.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that changes. The mortar color is a big, it's kind of like when you're selecting tile and you're looking at your grout color. So it's real important, because if you look at a wall with about 30% of the wall is mortar versus brick. So that mortar color, from a gray mortar to a white mortar, can really change the look of a brick.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot of different design elements to what you do too.
Yeah. And on floors and stuff, you can lay it straight in a brick pattern. You can do a herringbone. You can do a basket weave. So there's all kind of different techniques of
and that
installation.
really makes a big impact.
Oh yeah. It looks great on porches. We have a lot of builders that do their front steps and their porches out of brick, and it really sets the house off.
Looking to grow your business and your network? Join us for the next Contractors Connect meetup, Thursday, July 10th from 5 to 7 p.m. at Hotel Indigo in Panama City. It's your chance to connect with contractors, subcontractors, and home industry pros who are building the Gulf Coast together. Tickets are just $20. Grab yours online today, and don't miss this opportunity to make meaningful connections that matter. Contractors Connect, where the industry meets.
Do you work directly with a contractor, not with the homeowner?
We'll do both. Most of our business is directly with the contractor, but we do have some homeowners that are, building them house themselves, or they're, doing a project.
Right.
And so we do sell directly to homeowners as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're open to the public.
Well, it sounds like you're very seasoned. So what advice would you give to another contractor that was looking to open a second business, within the trade?
Oh, goodness. That's a great question. But just do your homework and make sure that, this kind of fell upon us just because we had such a good relationship with the previous owner. So we knew it was a well-run business, a good business. And so I would, make sure you do your homework and make sure it's something you love, though, because we love building houses, but we also are passionate about selling brick, and the brick industry as a whole is coming back and getting stronger, especially in our area. So we're excited about that. So it was two businesses that we had a passion for. So, obviously when you wake up every day and you want to go to work, so make sure you're picking a second business that you enjoy.
Yeah,
Fabulous
definitely.
advice.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, are you ready for our rapid fire round of questioning? We're going to give you some trends, techniques, different things, and you're going to say go or no go.
Okay. Got it.
All right, Aaron, you want to start?
Sure. Synthetic turf between pavers.
Go.
Yeah, I think we have that at our house, so it's a go for
Yeah.
me. What about painted brick exteriors?
Big go.
Yeah. Is there a method for painting, smearing, lime washing that you think is best, or does it just depend on the look you want?
It depends on the look you want. Painting is a great method, but you do have to make sure you get a good quality paint that
Right.
it will adhere to the brick.
Yeah.
So definitely, you want to source your painter or the paint store and make sure you're not going cheap on the paint.
Right.
They probably all have different maintenance
Yeah.
as well.
Because the smear is done with mortar.
Yeah.
And there's different methods to doing it. I don't know how they did it at your house, but sometimes they'll take a piece of scrap carpet and then they'll put the mortar on and just wipe it, in a circular motion. Sometimes they use a burlap sack.
Huh.
So I don't remember what the guys
they did, but it was a process for sure.
Yeah.
It's
And
pretty thick.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
thick, and it's got like sand mixed in it. So if
Yeah.
you need to patch up an area, you better make sure the sand matches.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The sand. That's a great point because the sand color is extremely important when you're mixing the mortar together. If you're using a white mortar, you would need to use white sand. If you have a yellow sand, it's going to make your mortar yellow as well. So that's important to keep in mind too.
Okay, what about travertine around a pool?
That's a go.
Okay.
Okay. What about starting a project without finalizing your building materials?
No go.
Yeah.
No go.
It sounds like a costly mistake.
Yeah, definitely a costly mistake. And we try to have all of our selections done before we start the foundation. It doesn't always work, but we try.
Yeah.
It makes the whole process go a lot smoother.
I can imagine.
What about oversized concrete pavers?
I'd say no go.
Seems like opportunity for cracking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would think so.
And brick would be better.
Brick would be better than concrete pavers. Absolutely.
Okay. What about sealing pavers every year?
I'd say no go. I mean, I don't think it has to be done annually, depending on the product, obviously. We do use a lot of pavers around pools that do have to be sealed. So I wouldn't want to use something that I have to do annually, though.
Right.
Yeah. Reusing leftover materials from previous jobs.
That's a go.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Use them up.
Yeah. What else are you going to do with them?
Right.
Right.
Do you have any more?
Yes. Choosing the cheapest stone to cut costs.
No go.
Yeah. Quality matters.
Yeah, quality definitely matters.
And then I have one more. Naming your company after a fruit.
That's definitely a go.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Where did you come up with key lime?
Oh, gosh. Key Lime started in 1994, and my father-in-law started the company with my ex-business partner who just retired last year, and they just wanted something different than just their last names or whatever. They were looking to establish themselves here with something different, and they wanted something Florida-ish.
I
your
like
branding.
it. I was just going to say, we just filmed an episode of talking about marketing, and one of the big things we talked about is good branding and having a good logo, and you guys have nailed that.
Yeah.
Both companies,
Yeah.
for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
If
you.
we
We
were
try.
smart, we would have had key lime pie here.
I know.
Gosh, man, that would have been
God.
good.
That would have been a treat. We'll have to come
Yes.
back.
Yeah,
No.
definitely. Definitely.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Brian. We're happy to have you here today.
Yeah, thank you. Y'all are doing some great things in
Thank
the
you.
community. Appreciate it.
We appreciate it.
Yeah,
All right.
cool.
Specialty Metals is where precision fabrication meets craftsmanship. Based along the Emerald Coast, they specialize in custom metalwork for builders, roofers, HVAC pros, and contractors, offering everything from window and door trim to chimney caps and roof flashings. Known for quality, speed, and tailored solutions, Specialty Metals delivers dependable results on every project. Discover the difference at specialtymetalsnwf.com or call 850-880-6300.
That was such a great conversation with Brian Walsh. Thanks so much to Coastal Brick and Stone for sponsoring today's episode.
Yes, so if you're a designer, builder, or homeowner on the Emerald Coast, be sure to check them out at coastalbrickandstone.com. They can definitely elevate your outdoor spaces.
New episodes drop every Tuesday on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. It really helps other industry pros find us.
It sure does. All right, see you next Tuesday.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning into Trade Talk, powered by Contractors Connect, where construction pros connect, share, and grow.
If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to like and subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your crew.
Until next time,
Stay sharp
stay safe.
and keep building.